Today we're discussing a strange disappearance case from the United States last century. This case is unique because its process was quite bizarre. Despite many witnesses, even after 30 years, no conclusion has convinced everyone. Hello everyone, welcome to Brian Crime TV. I'm Brian. The story happened on May 27, 1995, a Saturday, when a truck driver named Devin Williams was driving. His semi-truck with a refrigerated trailer was on the road, carrying strawberries and lettuce, and he needed to deliver them to a client in Kansas City by Monday morning. Devin pulled into a truck stop in Kingman, Arizona. It was late at night, and Devin planned to take a short nap here, then continue his journey. Experienced truckers know that truck driving is a tough job, requiring long hours behind the wheel daily, while maintaining intense focus, making proper rest and sleep especially important. After a day of driving, Devin was exhausted. He parked and went straight to the sleeper cab in the truck's back, which he had turned into a resting area, just enough for one person to lie down, where he usually slept. That day was like any other. He zipped into his sleeping bag to rest. Devin actually didn't like long-haul trucking. The job was hard, and it kept him away from family for long periods. But as the sole breadwinner, he badly needed the well-paying job, especially since they had just bought a new house, which now needed funds for renovations. So Devin wanted to finish the job fast, to get home sooner and reunite with family. For some unknown reason, Devin was clearly tired that day, but couldn't fall asleep, which frustrated him. His plan was to rest now, then drive through day and night to finish the job and get home. But if he didn't sleep now, it meant he'd have to rest at least once during the trip, since driving 2 days straight was impossible. Driving 2 full days non-stop wasn't feasible, so Devin tried hard to sleep. But as everyone knows, the more you want to sleep, the harder it is. Devin was no exception. So, after tossing and turning for a long time, Devin gave up on sleeping. He went to the bathroom to wash his face, ate something, then called his boss. On the call, he told his boss he couldn't sleep, so he planned to keep driving and rest somewhere along the way. He promised to deliver on time Monday. Devin's boss was Tom Wilson, who sensed nothing unusual from the call. This was common for truck drivers. Devin was one of his most trusted drivers, always delivering on time. Though he looked burly, he was very gentle, and everyone around him spoke highly of him. So, Tom gave brief safety advice, then hung up, and Devin restarted the truck to continue driving. It's now Monday morning, and Tom was at his desk. The office phone rang. Caller was Kansas Delivery Center, where Devin was supposed to deliver. They told Tom the delivery was late. "Your driver still hasn't arrived, Tom." Recalling Devin's call, Tom thought it might be Devin was resting somewhere along the way, so Tom told them the driver was probably delayed, but would arrive soon. "Please wait a little longer." Delivery Center agreed. "Okay, we will wait." "Okay, we'll wait a bit more." After nearly an hour, the center called again, saying the driver still hadn't arrived. Tom started to worry, as it was Devin's first late delivery. Tom thought, if Devin was really delayed for a reason, he would surely call to explain. So, Tom waited by the phone for Devin's call. Remember, it was 1995, and the only contact was Devin calling from a roadside payphone. Tom could not reach Devin directly. That's how it was. Tom waited until evening, when the phone finally rang again. But it wasn't Devin who called. It was Devin's wife, Mary Lou. She asked Tom why Devin wasn't home yet, because if Devin had finished delivery in the morning, he'd be home by now. At that moment, Tom realized that something might have happened to Devin. He explained the situation to Mary. Mary panicked and immediately called the police. Soon after, Kansas police arrived at Mary's home to take a statement. After hearing Mary, they said they would notify police stations along the route to check for traffic accidents or other incidents. They reassured Mary that news would come soon. The police were confident, and rightly so, because finding a person can be hard. But Devin drove a huge 10-ton truck. So, even if the person is missing, how could the truck be missing, right? As the police expected, soon after the alert went out, Kansas police got a reply from Coconino County Police. The quick note: Coconino County is about 200 miles east of Kingman, where Devin last called. It's known for its natural scenery. Local police said they were unsure of Devin's whereabouts, but his truck was currently in their county, and already a hot topic locally. What was going on? It turned out that just yesterday, on Sunday, the truck appeared in Coconino County's Tonto National Forest and had been rampaging all day, scaring hikers and campers. Let's look at Tonto Forest location, where we can see the truck was completely off normal routes. More importantly, Tonto Forest is a vast wilderness. There are some roads, but they are narrow, rough dirt paths, barely passable for private cars. So how did Devin's truck get there? Let's rewind to Sunday morning, 8 hours after Devin called his boss and kept driving. Two hikers, Lynn and Jack, were camping in Tonto Forest. That morning, they were still asleep in their tent when a deep rumbling noise woke them. The sound grew louder, seeming to approach. They unzipped the tent to see what it was. They saw a huge semi-truck head, kicking up clouds of dust, speeding down the dirt road. Their tent was right beside this road, at a bend. Lynn and Jack never expected to see such a steel giant in the forest. They were shocked, and the driver drove extremely fast. Zooming by, the truck sped past them, disappearing at the road's end. They talked about how a truck ended up in the forest. Jack guessed the truck was lost, maybe looking for a wider spot to turn around. Sure enough, after a few minutes, with familiar roar and dust, the truck came out the opposite way from the forest. Still driving fast, they joked the driver was careless. After this episode, Jack and Lynn couldn't sleep, so they decided to get up and make breakfast. But then, they heard the truck again. Yes, the truck came back, which confused them deeply. Thinking one wrong turn is fine. Cried, why come back again? However, when they looked the other way, they saw a car coming the opposite direction. Because it was a bend, the drivers couldn't see each other. Judging by speeds, the vehicles would meet at the bend. The road was very narrow, and the truck took the whole lane. So if neither slowed, a collision was certain. So, Jack and Lynn jumped up, waving wildly at each vehicle, signaling them to stop. The car driver saw the signals, and he waved back. Jack and Lynn realized another vehicle was coming, so the car stopped. But the truck seemed unaware, or for some other reason, did not slow down at all, and sped through the bend. Then the car driver saw the truck coming, not slowing or stopping, so he quickly reversed to avoid, but the truck was too fast, and the road too narrow. In the end, the car driver swerved hard into bushes to avoid a crash, which prevented the collision. The truck drove on as if nothing happened, without slowing. Jack and Lynn rushed to check if the car driver was hurt. Luckily, he was fine. But he said when the truck passed, he glanced at the driver, and the driver seemed very strange. His hands gripped the wheel tight, eyes fixed straight ahead, without even looking at the car. Later that same day, another family visited Tonto Forest, hiking through dense woods, and reached a large meadow in the forest center, planning a picnic there. However, when they arrived, they found a huge semi-truck parked there, which surprised them. A man stood beside the truck, wearing a cowboy hat, staring blankly at the distant mountains, likely the truck driver. The father thought the driver got lost. accidentally entering the forest. He called out to the man, "What's wrong? Need help?" But the man ignored him, continuing to stare into space. The father walked closer, and as he got near, he noticed the truck's wheels were stuck in the mud. He asked again, "Do you need help? I can call someone for you." This time, the man slowly turned around, but when he turned, the father stepped back in fear. He saw something very strange. The man's mouth was moving rapidly, without any sound, only a clicking from teeth knocking together. Imagine how eerie and terrifying that must have been. The father thought the man was mentally ill and was about to return to his family, when the man suddenly normalized his face, then calmly said, "Thing most off, I do what they do." The father didn't understand this. He was too scared to think further, running back to his family quickly, and they decided not to camp, but immediately drove home. Driving home. At home, they called the police again, reporting their strange forest encounter. The police used their description to find the truck in the forest, but found no sign of the strange man. They inspected the truck, finding nothing unusual. The refrigeration unit was running, still on, and the cab doors were locked. Looking inside through windows, it was clean and tidy. Style and disposition of candies. Police opened the trailer, finding it full of strawberries and lettuce, with no sign of tampering. This puzzled the police. It didn't look like robbery or kidnapping, right? They checked the license plate for related reports, finding none. Note, it was still Sunday, and Devin's disappearance was only reported Monday, so police had the truck towed out. The next day, they received notice of Devin's missing person case and realized this was the missing truck, leading to a call to Kansas police. Since Coconino is small, such strange happenings spread quickly, causing local buzz. Kansas police notified Mary and Tom soon after. But after hearing the police, Mary and Tom said Devin could not have been driving, as it contradicted his usual behavior. Though Devin looked rough, he was very kind. All who knew him spoke highly of him, especially his family. He was a perfect husband and father. Now police needed to confirm who was driving and where Devin was. They showed Devin's photo to many witnesses that day, including Jack, Lynn, and the car driver near the bushes, and the reporting father. Everyone identified Devin as the driver, which baffled police, because there was no motive found. Why Devin acted like this? If he got lost, never mind the dirt roads in the park, which clearly can't handle trucks. Within several kilometers of the park, there was no truck route. As an experienced driver, Devin would not make such a mistake. Could he have been kidnapped or threatened? But witnesses only saw the driver alone, and he didn't appear kidnapped. Even if it was kidnapping or threat, what would the kidnappers want? Could Devin have used drugs or had mental issues? But per those close to him, Devin had no drug record, and trucking company tested employees yearly. Devin always passed. He had stable mental health and no relevant medical records. Police checked Devin's personal and financial life, finding good relations with his wife, with no affairs, and stable finances. They had recently bought a new home, and Devin looked like an ordinary trucker, with no explanation for his strange behavior. So the only way now was to find Devin soon, to solve the mystery. Thus, police launched a wide search in Tonto National Forest. Jack and Lynn, the campers, provided a key clue. They said, on Monday, leaving the park, they might have seen Devin driving as they left Tonto Forest. They saw a barefoot man walking on the road and stopped to ask if he needed help. They didn't realize then he might be the truck driver they saw before. But this barefoot man not only didn't thank them, he picked up a rock and threw it at their car. So they quickly left the park. Only later, seeing Devin's photo, did they realize that was the driver? With this tip, police were more sure. Devin was still near the park, as he was on foot and barefoot, so couldn't have gone far. Later, after 3 weeks of searching, no clues were found. Devin disappeared without a trace, and police eventually ended the search on May 2, 1997, nearly 2 years after Devin vanished. That day, 2 hikers came to Tonto National Forest, walking a trail. When they saw a white object in the middle of the path, they approached curiously and were terrified. It was a human skull. Note: this was not a remote trail. Many travelers passed daily. 2 years earlier, during the large police search, this path was searched thoroughly, yet now the skull lay plainly in the middle of the road. The hikers reported it immediately, and police took the skull for testing. Unsurprisingly, the skull belonged to Devin, missing 2 years before. This finding made the already mysterious case even stranger and eerier, leading to many conspiracy theories. Some even said Devin was mentally controlled by aliens, causing his abnormal actions. Of course, excluding these unreliable theories, I want to share my view. This is pure personal speculation, no offense intended. I think Devin's strange behavior was most likely caused by drug use. Though his family denied drug use, maybe he was just starting, so family hadn't noticed, or family hid it to protect his reputation. They concealed the truth. Consider, as a trucker, he needed sustained focus, so he may have used drugs to stay alert. That day, needing to rush, he possibly overdosed, causing hallucinations, leading to his odd behavior. But even so, it doesn't explain Devin's death. 2 years later, his skull appeared on the road. If non-human causes, it might have been washed down by rain, or moved by wildlife. If he died naturally or by accident, the big search 2 years ago would have found him. If Devin died in a remote area, how did the skull end up on the road? These questions, with Devin's passing, may never be answered. Alright, this is the full story of this strange disappearance. I wonder what unique opinions viewers have. Feel free to share in the comments. See you in the next video.